What's up, Lord? What's up, tribe? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. I hope everybody is having a great evening. Lord, this camera, y'all. One day me and this camera gonna figure it out, honey. One day we gonna figure it out. What's going on, you guys? So listen, last night when we were doing our tribe meeting, y'all was trying to tell me what was going on with Quad and her man. Y'all was trying to give me this information. And I couldn't find it. I didn't want to hold up the live much longer. So I said, we're going to try to find it. Y'all know I went to my girl, Tracy. Baby Tracy found it and sent it to me while I was at work. I said, well, as soon as I get home, we're going to handle it. Y'all, this camera is really getting, it's like lately it's been worse. Give me a quick second. Let me try to change something on this camera. Let me see. Let me try something. That's better. Oh, that's much better. All right, let's keep it like this. Lord have mercy. I don't know what was going on with my camera. All right. So let's get ready to get into it. Tracy pulled the case. Tracy said, I just want y'all to know y'all are messy. Yes. Yes. All right, let's read. All right, let me say hi real quick. Everybody coming in. Taya said, I randomly ran across a CC who was reading it yesterday but couldn't remember her name. I was waiting to hear about it on a channel that I was used to listening to and find out if it was official. Well, we're going to read through it together. I have not read all of the details. I did listen to a video earlier, but I was half listening because I was at work, and I still didn't get all of the details. But y'all come on in. We are on both channels. So if you are subscribed to Really Be TV Reviews and you did not know that I have another channel, I have another channel, Really Be TV, just regular Really Be TV, where we do our celebrity news and gossip, and vice versa. If you are on Really Be TV and didn't know that I have a channel where I do all of my TV show reviews, well, there you go. So y'all going to cross-subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed to both channels, okay? Now, let's get into this lawsuit. So this is involving Quad Webb from Married to Medicine, her boyfriend. I knew my mama was going to do that. I knew she was going to do that. As soon as I went live, she called me. I called her a little while ago. She didn't answer. Now she's calling me back. But I got to tell her something that's going to take a long time. So I'll call her when I get off of here. Katrina said, I've said from the beginning that something was off with this dude. Quad went down, then 5 and 9 and rented him to try and upset Dr. G. Well, I'll be honest and tell you that I said, somebody said something. Hold on, y'all. Somebody said, hold on. Stop sharing. Who was it? Somebody said something that I agree with 100%. Hold on, what was it? Let me scroll up and find out who said it. Shay D said, I've been saying this also. King was Quad's driver / chauffeur. They have no actual chemistry. He's a renter man. Michelle A.T. Elliott Brown also exposed this weeks ago. Yeah, I'm going to agree with that as well. I felt like that from the beginning. I'm going to be honest, and I told y'all, I think I said this in one of my earlier reviews when we first met King. I personally do not believe that Quad and this man have been dating for years. I just don't believe that. I don't. Do I believe they might be dating now? Sure, maybe. Hey, Ronnie, for becoming a member or renewing your membership. Thank you, my love. Thank you. I do not believe that they have been together for 2-3 years. I just don't believe it. Quad be out in them Atlanta streets too damn much for nobody to know nothing, for there not to have been pictures or nothing. And I know that Heavenly tried to act like she knew or whatever. I do not believe that, because we know Heavenly can't carry water in a bucket. Heavenly can't hold on to nothing. Heavenly can't hold on to nothing. If Heavenly knew that Quad was in a whole relationship with this fine ass man for 2 years, no. Absolutely not. Now, do I think that they were dating and Quad wanted to keep it private for a while? Yeah, I believe that. But 2 years? Absolutely not. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Now, that's my opinion. Now, let's read through this and then we'll get into it. And And I told y'all, I think I told y'all that episode where they were in the hot tub. Didn't I tell y'all that was just painful to watch? That episode was painful to watch. Grown woman said they were together. See, now the camera acting up again. Maybe I have two. I think somebody told me once, but before it's too much stuff behind me. The camera's focusing on other stuff. Maybe that's what it is, child. I guess I got to clean off that table behind me. That table right there I just need to clean off. It's just junk on that table. Anyway, moving right along. Okay. Also, I know B doesn't cover the Basketball Wives, but I saw 2 YouTube stories that Jackie and Doug are divorced, and she was demanding $300 million, but Doug exposed her legal money moves in court. Child, I did see that, but until I really see the major blogs pick that up, I'm not saying it's not true, but I did see it. But you're right, I don't do Basketball Wives over here. There's a Basketball Wives free zone over here. I'm worried about who Quad is fucking to suit her needs. She learned that. Okay. All right, let's get into this complaint, y'all. First of all, let's look at the date. Okay, let's look at the date, y'all. So we'll know that we are. This was filed July of 2023. So this is 2 years old. Now that doesn't mean I just want to put things in perspective, y'all. This is 2 years old. Okay. Plaintiff is, Luxury Lease Company versus Carlton Curry Sr., Carlton Curry II, Flipping with Carlton LLC, Janquia Mason, Kirk Andrew King. That would be King. Kirk Andrew King is Quad's man. Atlanta Exotic and Luxury Car, which is his business. Rentals LLC, and any other person in possession of the vehicle. Child, they said anybody that got this damn car is who we suing. Anybody who... I just didn't think, I don't know if I'd ever seen that before. And just anybody who got the car. They said we suing him, her, and anybody else that got this damn car. Oh, Lord. Y'all, child. All right, let's get back to it. All right. Y'all know jurisdiction of venue, whatever. They just proving that they have a right to file this lawsuit in, Fulton County. They filing it down to the Atlanta. All right, let's get to the general background and facts, because that's all y'all care about. That's all y'all nosy, messy asses care about is the general background of facts. Y'all don't care about none of the rest of this. So let's just get into it. Defendant Curry Sr. executed that certain business lease agreement, open-ended, dated February the 1st of 2023, to plaintiff for the lease of that certain 2019 Rolls-Royce Cullinan, bearing the vehicle identification number, and of course they have that redacted. Defendant Flipping executed a guarantee of the lease agreement to plaintiff, which guarantee is contained the lease agreement. They're using a lot of legal language, y'all. A true and correct copy of the lease agreement is attached here too. So Exhibit A is the lease agreement. Wait a minute. No wonder, y'all. I scrolled down. I done went too far. My bad, y'all. Let's go back to the beginning. I done scrolled down. Oh, no, that's jurisdiction. I was right. Never mind. I was right. Plaintiff is servicer for Luxury Lease Company, which is the holder of the lease agreement and the owner of the vehicle, pursuant to the certificate of title of the vehicle attached. So they have the title attached as well. The lease agreement provided for a first month's payment of $10,743.24, and beginning on the second month, 58 consecutive monthly payments of $5,371.62, beginning on March the 5th of 2023, to Luxury Lease pursuant to the terms of the lease agreement. The obligator defendants agreed that in the event of a default, Luxury Lease would be allowed to take possession of the vehicle, Exhibit A, Part 5. So first of all, let me make this a little bit bigger. Hold on. Let me take this down. Let me make this a little bit bigger, child. Let me make this a little bit bigger. No, King isn't primary. It looked like it's about 5 or 6 people being sued. So this is what we be telling y'all when we watch these reality shows and we know these people don't have no money in real life. Do you see here where this lady, whoever this is, lady, man, whoever's reading this, they are renting a Rolls-Royce Cullinan for $10,000 down and a $5,000 a month, and I think however long their lease is. So just like you would go and lease a car, if you have $10,000 to hold this vehicle and then $5,000 a month, you too can film the Real Housewives of Sacramento, the Real Housewives of Yucatan, the Real Housewives of Dover. You too can film a reality show with a brand new, nice looking luxury vehicle to make it look like you really was into something. Thank you, Taya Chef, for diving into the mess with and for us. Thank you. I'm glad you added with, because y'all know I be with y'all with the mess. I be with y'all. Okay. Thank you, boo. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this story, because they're using a lot of legal language on the front end, but we want to get to the meat and potatoes. Okay. The lease agreement provided for a month. Oh, I just read that part. In connection with signing the lease agreement, Curry Sr. also signed an anti-theft system disclosure statement, an agreement for the installation of a GPS, providing inner alter that he will not tamper with, alter, disconnect, or remove the device, positioning system, electronic device from the vehicle. Should it occur, should it occur it is an event of default under the contract. So he agreed that he would put GPS on his car and that he would not take the GPS out, damage it on purpose in any way. If he did that, that will automatically put him in default of this lease agreement. Further, obligor defendants in connection with signing the lease also signed a notice of rental prohibition, which provides inter alia. See, these legal words. Per the terms of this lease, you may not advertise, offer for rent, or rent this vehicle lease. In other words, you can't sublease this car, okay? They're using a lot of fancy words. You can't sublease this car, okay? You can't use this car for hire, so you can't rent from me and then turn around and do your own little driving service with this car, okay? This is only for you to rent for your own personal issues. You cannot use it for commercial gain, and you got to keep that GPS on, okay? That's what all that's saying, all right? On or about June the 7th of 2023, Curry Sr. contacted plaintiff to report that he had filed a police report on the vehicle and believed that it was stolen. Thereafter, plaintiff discovers per a police report that the vehicle had been rented to defendant Mason on June the 8th of 2023 by Atlanta Exotic and Luxury Car Rentals. Now, that's King's company. So what they're saying is that Curry Sr. contacted the plaintiff, the person who he originally got the car from, and reported that the car had been stolen. But then the plaintiff found out the next day that the car was being rented to a whole different person by Atlanta Exotic and Car Rentals. The police report states that Miss Manson last night, on June the 9th, she got sloppy drunk and thought she had the keys with her when she went to sleep. The defendant, I got to read that again. The vehicle had been rented to defendant Mason on June 8th of 2023 by Atlanta Exotic and Car Rentals. The police report states that Miss Mason, there's a typo there because either her name is Mason or her name is Manson, but either way, whatever. Last night on June the 9th, so the day after she rented this Rolls-Royce Cullinan, she got sloppy drunk and thought she had the keys with her when she went to sleep. This already sounded like some bullshit. This already sounded like some bullshit. What? The GPS maintained by plaintiff of the vehicle was disabled on or about June the 9th. As it stopped pinging and provided any location for the vehicle around that date. On information and belief, Curry Sr. and Kurt King, that's Quad's man, Kurt King, are involved with Atlanta Exotic, which, pursuant to the police report, rent the vehicle to Miss Manson. I guess it's Manson because they put an N in there this time. Same was in violation of the rental prohibiting and the lease agreement. Further, defendant Carlton II has impersonated Carlton Sr. on calls to the plaintiff, and on information and belief, defendant Carlton II is aiding and abetting the other defendants in converting and damaging plaintiff's vehicle. Y'all, this already sounds like some bullshit. So hold on, I gotta take a pause. Thank you, Mo. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. You said very loving hip hop, very Jen Shaw, child. And speaking of Jen Shaw, y'all, they done moved up her release date again. So this what it sound like. I'm trying to keep up with this, child. This one of the ones I needed to print out and write notes as I was reading, because this some bull. So it sounds like Carlton II rented the car. His son, Carlton Jr., either stole the car or somehow finagled that car, and they done rented it to somebody else. And this lady who rented the car from King and his business partner claims that the car was stolen because she got sloppy drunk and the car came up missing. And on the same night that she allegedly got sloppy drunk and the car came up missing, somebody disabled the GPS, so now they can't find the car. Y'all. Is that the car Quad driving? Y'all, I can't. All right, let's keep reading. That's the best I can come up with right now. You got Carlton II and then Carlton Jr. That sound like father and son. Okay, let's keep going. And he impersonating his daddy on the phone call with the plaintiff, pretending like everything is all everything. To date, the vehicle has not been recovered and has either been stolen and or its location is being concealed by one or more of the defendants and or others. On information and belief, one or more of the defendants has conspired with each other to convert plaintiff's interest in the vehicle and to have willfully injured plaintiff's interest in the vehicle and acted in hostility to the plaintiff's interest in the vehicle. The obligor defendants are in default under the lease agreement. Well, they're under the default under a couple of reasons. Disabling or removing the GPS and for failure to timely make a payment as required. Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're not paying for this anymore. The defendant has also refused to pay amounts owed to the lease to the lease agreement on the lease agreement to the plaintiff. Damn, y'all, I can't get my words together today. Hold on. Owed on the lease agreement to plaintiff or return the vehicle to the plaintiff despite demand. Okay, so they say either give us our money or bring us the damn car back. Okay. Pursuant to the lease agreement, defendants are indebted to the plaintiff in the principal amount of $419,869.93 plus interest. Wait a minute. $500,000 plus interest? Y'all, let me keep reading. I feel like in my mind I have decided what happened, but let me keep reading it. Let me go on and keep reading it. Hit that like button if you're new here. Whatever channel you on, please hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe, please and thank you. Okay. And pardon my stumbling through this because this thing is racking my brain. I apologize. I'm stumbling through this thing. Okay. Count 1, breach of lease agreement and guarantee. We kind of already know what they're saying about the breach of the lease. They've already sort of covered that. Baby, they say they owe that man owe him almost $500,000. And interest is 25%. God darn. Plus accrued interest at the rate of 25%. Plus any further costs and expenses incurred by plaintiff related to seeking and recovering the vehicle. This damn rented Rolls Royce about to cost somebody damn near $1 million. This is crazy as hell. Child. Count 2, petition for writ of possession. Okay. Pursuant to the lease agreement, upon lease default of same, plaintiff may take possession of the vehicle wherever it may be found and by any method or manner permitted by law. In other words, if we see it, we taking it, we snatching it. You better not be down to the nail shop. You better not be at a restaurant. You better not be at the mall, because if we see it, we taking it. It's ours. Belongs to us. Child. Plaintiff has demanded possession of the vehicle from defendant and has reportedly attempted to obtain possession of the vehicle from the defendant to no avail. It is within the power of the defendant to conceal, waste, encumber, convert, convey, or remove the vehicle from the jurisdiction of this court. Defendant's failure to surrender possession of the vehicle is causing plaintiff irreparable harm. The vehicle is plaintiff's primary means of recovery, and the sums due to it. Further, defendant's continued possession of the vehicle will lessen its value and prospects for recovery. Plaintiff's vehicle will decline in value. Well, it damn sure ain't worth $500,000. I can tell you that. Because defendants have failed or refused to surrender possession of the vehicle and its proceeds or other property, and there is danger of destruction, concealment, or deterioration of the vehicle, plaintiff has no adequate remedy of law, and its post-judgment remedy is inadequate. Plaintiff has a substantial likelihood of success on the merits of his claim. Plaintiff determined to exercise his right of possession of the vehicle and is entitled to remove it from the defendant's possession or the possession of any person. I need to go back to the top. I need to look at something again. Hold on. Count 3, conversion and damage to personal property. Well, I don't know how they can prove count 3 if they can't find the car. Well, I guess other than disabling the GPS. I guess they could say, we know you damaged the car when you disabled the GPS. But other than that, you don't even know what this car looked like. They could have stripped this car down for parts by now. You don't know what condition the car's in. But I mean, I ain't mad at you for putting it on here as a count. And that was filed on July 23rd. Now, understand something, you guys. This is a civil case right now. This is not. So when people say, could Kawhi go to jail? Could King go to jail? Right now, this is a civil case. Unless the district attorney picks up this case. And as of right now, I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a civil case. Now, hold on. I need to go back to the beginning for a second. Hold on. Luxury lease vehicle possession of the verified complaint. Okay. Defendant's causing looking. Okay. Hold on. Defendant Curry. Okay. All right. So I think I figured out what didn't happen here. So this is what it looks like, y'all. This is what it sounds like. This is what it looks like. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I'll even drop the link for a few minutes. We got a few minutes today because El Teddy traveling, y'all. We got a few minutes today. I'll drop the link for a few minutes. But let me say this. Here's what it sounds like happened. Daddy went to the dealership to rent him a Rolls Royce Cullinan. Daddy rented the Cullinan in May. Was it May? By June, somewhere in that month, they done took that Cullinan and they done put it as part of the inventory for the business that King is part owner of or owner of, whatever, right? Exotic Atlanta cars, whatever. This lady then rented the car. I'm going to put rented in air quotes. She allegedly rented the car from them. And the day after she rented the car, she said she got pissy drunk and somebody stole the car from her. The car been missing ever since. That was in July of 2023. The car has been missing ever since. Y'all, we are in March of 2025. We are almost 2 years later. And they have not found no piece of part of that car because the GPS was disabled. Now, do I think that this car is still currently a part of the inventory of King's business? Absolutely not. And they say it's a Cullinan. That's not the car that he gifted to Quad. So no, I absolutely don't believe that, you know, I know it's kind of a jokey joke. Oh, is that the same car? No, it's not the same car. It's a Cullinan. And I believe that the one he gave Quad, I think, was a Ghost. That I think that was the type of car it's called a Ghost. I don't know. I ain't got that kind of money to be knowing the different types of Rolls Royces. Okay, I don't know, but I believe that's what it was. So, but here's where it could possibly become a criminal complaint. And I ain't go to nobody's law school. Y'all know how I got my law degree from Law and Order University by way of Matlock College. So this is just me thinking, if the DA feels like, if there's some evidence that this was a scam from the beginning, it sounds very Nesto. When I was listening to that video earlier, I was thinking, this is sounding very Nesto. If y'all been following the Nesto case, this is sounding very Nesto to me. Right, where Nesto allegedly was helping people get these cars, and come to find out the cars were stolen. He never paid for the cars, but he was trying to sell them to other people. That's what it sounded like to me. It is sounding very Nesto to me. Now, here's where I have some questions. Question number one: who is this lady, Hoppo? Who is this lady? And I'm talking about the lady that allegedly said she rented the car and got pissy ass drunk, and somehow the car came up missing. I don't believe her. And I don't believe none of this story. I don't believe none of that story. That don't even make no sense. Y'all know how I feel when stories don't make sense. They just, in my mind, they just ain't true. If it don't make sense, it just ain't true to me. Now that's how I feel. It could be wrong, but that's how I feel. If it don't make sense, it just ain't true. So who is this lady, Hoppo, that all of a sudden rented this Rolls Royce Cullinan and got pissy ass drunk and lost it? Because if you was too drunk to remember whether you even had the keys or not, you was too drunk to remember whether you gave consent. You might have told them people they could have that car. You might have told them people they could drive that car. And where is it? So it's been 2 years and they have not found that car yet, right? So that car has either been shipped out of Fulton County or it was stripped for parts. Now, I don't know. I'm not in the illegal car business as it relates to parts. So I don't know what the supply and the demand is of parts for a Rolls Royce. I'm sure there's a market for it. There's a market for everything. And y'all know Rolls Royce luxury cars are expensive. So I'm sure there's a market for some, rims, batteries, engine. Like I'm sure that there's a market for it. No problem. Thank you, Miss Bay. Thank boo. So that one doesn't make sense to me. Two, y'all keep saying in the chat that allegedly was Quad's driver. I think I said that at some point in time. I honestly feel, not it was Shamia's car. Lord, not it was Shamia's car. But the answer to the question is yes. Which question? I don't even know. Hey, ma'ams. Hey, boo. I don't even know which question. Because the question was about to be in a scam. Y'all, let me say this before I forget. I'm going to do a commercial for my boo. Y'all know that I have made a conscious effort to try my best not to talk about that Kanye boy. Because I just don't have an energy. Oh, my thumbnail. I just don't have the energy for him. But Mims did a really, really, really good video on Kanye, y'all, where it really broke down a lot. And the one thing Mims said, and if I ever decide to talk about Kanye, I might steal some of your video, Mims. Because the one thing you said that I was like, oh my goodness, you are so on point. Not to change the subject, y'all, I just got to say this real quick while I'm thinking about it. When you were talking about what solidified Kanye with Black people and how we sort of celebrated his outburst when it suited us, was the George Bush hates Black people moment with Hurricane Katrina. And he was celebrated for that moment, even though in hindsight, he was so out of pocket. Not that he was wrong about how George Bush, not that he was wrong about Katrina, but just in that moment, being inappropriate in that moment. So anyway, that was a really, really, really good video. Erica, baby, we've been talking about this for 30 minutes. You got to scroll back, baby. You got to scroll back. We've been talking about it for 30 minutes. So if y'all have not caught Mim's video, please do. It was a really, really good breakdown. So now I'm going to drop the link for a few minutes if anybody wants to come up. But honestly, it sounds to me like at the very least, if we want to try to find a way to excuse King out of this, at the very least, he's guilty of not verifying his inventory. Because what process do you go through to get a car and put a car as part of your fleet? You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point do you come back and you say, okay, this new Rolls Royce just showed up. Where's the paperwork? I need to know the title. Like, I know there's a whole process of verifying this shit. Somebody just don't show up on your doorstep with a brand new, with a damn Rolls Royce. And then the plaintiff said they were calling and the son was impersonating the dad. So is the dad part of the scam, or did the son impersonate the dad from the beginning? Like, how did they verify that this was the father that actually came in and got the car to begin with? Maybe it was the son all along. I don't know, y'all. I'm going to drop the link. Maybe y'all can help a sister out. I'm going to drop the link for a few minutes. I have a few minutes today. I'm going to drop that link because maybe y'all know. But at the very least, King, it sound like you got some shady business dealings going on with your business. At the very least, it just sounds like it's some shady business. And like I said, this could turn into a criminal case if the DA figures that there is some shicey stuff going on here, some bad business practices and all of that. And now that the internet done got a hold of this, y'all, this actually could blow up. Y'all know how people, especially when it comes to DAs and stuff, you know how they become very reactionary. The blogs done picked it up. Everybody talking about it. Listen. Let's flip it around. What if that woman was legit? The woman that got drunk. What if that woman was legit, right? And she got pulled over by the police and they was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, this car is stolen. And she was like, wait a minute, what? I just rented this car yesterday from Exotic Cars, yada, yada, yada. Child. It's just a little lip gloss. It's Julia's Place. It's, what's this called? It's called Honey Honey. It's from their coffee shop collection. It's from the coffee shop and it's called Honey Honey. It's just a little light. Hey, little baby boo, what's up?
Nothing much. How's it going?
Girl, I'm just glad it's Friday. It's been a long week, honey. It's been a long week.
So I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't care about any of this. This is stupid to me. But anyway, I just wanted to say,
okay, Abby.
This whole show has jumped the shark. This whole show has jumped the shark. You're talking about, personally, if I were to do this, I would scrap everyone except Toya and build the cast around her. I would go and reach back and get some of those one season wonders like Janice, the one who had I think she told Heavenly off. A lot of people liked her. They want to see Janice back. I would get Audra and maybe even some newbies, but everyone else can go. Quad has nothing else to give us. Her storyline has peaked. We're not going to get a marriage anytime soon. We're not going to get the quote unquote housewife happily ever after from her. So I don't think we need her anymore. Jackie, she's not going to give us anything else anytime soon. There's nothing new.
Jackie ain't giving us nothing.
Simone ain't going to give us nothing new anytime soon. There's nothing more she can give us. And I love Heavenly, but Heavenly has peaked with all the stuff producing. There's nothing more she can give us. So some people may be like, for the friend sake, for the friend capacity sake, keep some of the OGs, But because some of them are so used to having their hands in production and self-producing, I think if we just did away with just cutting that off altogether, that'll be better. Only person right now who can continue to give us something and continue to grow and evolve their character is Toya, honestly. But that's all I have on this situation. But yeah, I could care less about this boy and what he got going on because he looked boring anyway. They really don't look like a couple, to be quite honest. Oh, I even I forgot about Greg and Sweet Tea. Horrible addition. Terrible, horrible addition.
Okay,
Horrible.
tell us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Taya, hey boo.
Hey tribe. Hey, Really B. How are you?
I'm
Can you
good.
hear
What's
me?
up, boo?
So, a couple
I can hear
things.
you.
It's that. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, a couple things. It sounds like he was like he was subleasing. And although this isn't, I mean, it's tea, but it doesn't fall exactly on quad. It kind of falls on quad because now you done brought this man on your arm. I didn't believe the relationship either because she was selling him too hard to us. Like if this is a good man, Savannah, and all of that, you don't have to sell him because it's going to show. But she was just trying. I don't know. She was just trying to sell it. I just felt like the sell was too hard. Like if the water is good, then I get to taste it and see the water's good. You don't have to. I didn't believe in the relation. Believe the relationship was real either. But I do just based off of what you read and what I heard on the other channel. It sounds like it was one of those sublease situations, and the drunk girl was probably one of the people that was leasing it out, and then probably not knowing that she was illegally leasing the car. She done lost the key, and now that she lost the key, in order for them to get a new key, isn't there like a whole process of paperwork that you have to go through to get a new key for security reasons? And that's probably why they reported the car stolen, because they couldn't just replace the key.
But where's the car then?
VIN number scratched off, car painted, shipped back to where he from. Ain't they in Africa every 2 weeks? That's the
From Jamaica. He from
He's from
Africa. I thought he was from
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
whichever country they stay at, they always at all the time, flying back and forth. That's what the car is. That's where. Does he have the same company in the country he's from?
Oh, I
Is
don't
this an
know.
international company? Because that's probably where the car
I
is.
don't have that much detail. I don't know.
Or what you say earlier, it was scrap for parts. But do people actually like buy parts off the black market like that for those types of luxury vehicles?
Absolutely, they do. Yep. Yeah. Because the reality is a lot of people buy these cars but can't afford the maintenance. So there's absolutely a market to get those expensive parts for cheaper. Absolutely. Melly said she had to pay $1,500 to get a new key for her Benz. So yeah.
But then she also probably had to provide some type of paperwork or information to show that her ownership of the vehicle, right?
Yeah, you can't just go in the dealership and be like, "That's my car." Yeah,
make me a new key.
Especially
that's all I have for you today. But thank you for
the more that stuff, the harder that kind of stuff is, the more expensive the car is. Yeah. Well, thank you, boo. Thank you so much. Love, I think you were next, and then my boo back. So come on, what's up, love? What you got for us?
Well, what I got for you is they kicked out the one important person that should have stayed on this show, and that's Mariah. Mariah's idea was to have Married to Medicine, which was supposed to be doctors and doctors' wives or anybody in the medical field. Okay, people are coming for Sweet Tea and Dr. G. Dr. G is a doctor. Sweet Tea is a Miss Doctor. You know what I'm saying? A married doctor. Married to a doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Married to a doctor, right?
Yeah. Quad has nothing to do with medical. King has nothing to do with medical. So why are people coming for Sweet Tea and Dr. G when they're the ones that's in the medical field? And another thing, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly, they two of a kind. It's just that Dr. Heavenly Jackie puts the dirty work on Dr. Heavenly and she deliver it. And she's a nasty piece of work. I don't care who like her, what not, with anything like that, that's on them. But anybody that spew that much venom out their mouth and was the one that stole Damon from her sister because she slept with him and got pregnant before they even got married, you have no say to me. I don't trust nothing about you, Dr. Heaven. Plus, you're a scammer because you was charging insurance on work that you didn't do that I would never forget. So anyway, with Dr. Simone, she need to stop dressing like she work on Little House on the Prairie and stop flip-flopping and get a new idea. I can't believe anybody go to these doctors because they are so unprofessional. If you like this on TV, what do you like in your office? And I actually had liked Simone because I felt like she was down to earth, she was drinking whatsoever. But you flip-flop too much. Contessa, you trying to flip flop. I hope you stand strong to who you are. You was married with Heavenly, then you ain't married with Heavenly, and then you married with Heavenly again. It's just ridiculous. Quad, you always been a backstabber. You backstabbed the heck out of Mariah when Mariah was the one that brought you on the show, had your back against Carrie, and the next season, here you backstabbing her. I don't trust nothing about Quad. I don't trust nothing about the little man that she brought on there to try to intimidate Dr. G about. Because every time they got ready to go somewhere, she kept saying, "You know my husband gonna be there. You know my ex gonna be there. You know my ex." So if your ex gonna be there, why you got to keep bringing it up? Why you got to keep bringing it up? You brought this man on there to try to make Dr. G jealous because he had moved on and you mad about it. You say you don't like Dr. G, but don't forget. Remember at the last reunion, you asked Sweet Tea, could you give Dr. G a hug? Girl, please. You a fraud. The man a fraud. Both of you look a mess. And Dr. Damon is married with Dr. G because Dr. G wouldn't say that he was cheating. Why are you mad with Dr. G? Because he wouldn't say that. That's your whole problem with Dr. G. All of it is a mess. They need to start all over again and bring on some more new doctors because these doctors that's on there now is totally, totally ridiculous. I got to give it to Eugene, even though Tara take him from house to house, buy a house, sell the house, rent a house, buy a house, sell a house, rent a house, taking him through a jigsaw puzzle. He's still sticking to Toya, and you really don't even hear anything bad about Eugene. Cecil, he's gonna be Cecil. You already know that. And what Jackie husband now, he gonna be in the DR with his women. So it's just ridiculous. But that's all I got.
So can I be? Hold on, love. Don't go nowhere, baby. Can we go
Yeah.
back? Can we go back to what you said
Yeah, because I
about?
got questions.
Yeah, can we go back to what you said about
You just spilled
Dr.
tea.
Damon? Heavenly stole Dr. Damon from her sister. Can we explore that for a
Yes.
minute?
Yes.
Where do we find this out?
Just when I tell you something really be, I come with the truth. That's what
But how
happened.
do we?
Her
But we
sister,
okay.
her
You
sister
don't
was
have to.
with Dr. Damon,
Okay.
and she took her Dr. Damon away from her sister. They got married. Heavenly was pregnant before they got married.
But how did the sister
But they met in
come into
Why you
college.
contact
think
with
her?
Dr.
Why you
Davis?
think her and the sister don't
So,
talk no more? Why you think her and the sister don't talk no more? Trust what I'm telling you.
But
It's
what?
in
But
an
what I'm.
interview.
It's not that I don't trust you. I gotta ask. I gotta trust, but verify. But they met in college. Heavenly met Damon in college. So where was the sister? They went to
Listen,
college
I
together.
guess the sister. I guess they was around each other doing something. But Dr. Damon was with Heavenly's sister before Heavenly got with Dr. Damon.
So, girl, who
now I
told
do
you this?
remember.
Where you get this from, girl? I just need to know. You ain't got to tell me your source, but who told you?
Just I have to tell you this off thing because I don't want to bring that person in. So
Okay,
what I'm
okay, hit
telling
me
you
up.
is, I hit
Hit me
you
on
up.
the
But what
side.
I hit you on your side, girlfriend. What I'm telling you is, Dr. Damon was with Heavenly's sister first, and Heavenly messed around with Dr. Damon, but he was with the sister first.
Okay,
Now, and I
well,
do remember Heavenly admitting that Damon had a girlfriend when she got with him. She did admit
yeah,
that,
I do
and she
remember
did
that.
say
I
he
remember her
did
saying
say he had to break it off with the girlfriend first before they could pursue. So I do remember that part. But the sister,
It was a
that.
sister. Why you think they don't get along?
ooh,
Mm, girl.
Why you
just
think they
burnt
don't
my
get along?
tongue. This
But
tea is hot.
trust me, if I'm telling you something, I'm not going to come on here with no lies, no innuendos, or anything like that. If
Okay.
I say something, trust and believe. You can go back and look it up. You can go check out interviews, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Boo.
You're
Hold
welcome.
tight. Hold tight.
Okay.
Bab, what you got, Boo? What you got going on? Hey, Bab, I ain't talked to you in a minute. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. This whole lawsuit thing, I guess, is kind of convoluted to me. You know, you have the father son duo, and then somehow you have the car coming into King's business possession. They don't really go into depth into that in this paperwork. And then there was a part about obligor defendants and non-obligor defendants and stuff like that. And so I wanted to see which part King was listed under. I have no idea, but yeah, I don't know just from that particular thing how King is tied into it. It would be very interesting to get some more detail, though.
Well, they said that so King is the owner or part owner of the business that had possession of the stolen car. So that's why he's named, because it's like this is your company. You rented out a car that didn't belong to you.
Right, but I'm saying how did huh? I couldn't hear you.
No, I was just saying, so that's oh, you can't hear me?
No, I couldn't hear what you said just before that.
No, I'm saying, so that's how King got involved, is because it's his company, or he's part owner of the company.
Right. I get that part, but I'm saying how, like, what made the person bring the car to King's business, basically? Like, how did we get from point A to point B? And I don't think that's a detail.
It's a lot of missing parts here. It's a lot of missing parts.
Right. And whenever for more details come out or whatever, or whenever this actually gets tried, I guess we'll get the details of it, but sound like a bunch of mess either way. Like he got himself tied into to something that might not be so on the up and up. As far as the whole Married to Medicine conversation, I don't want them to get a new cast of people. I would rather that show have like a good farewell season and just bid us adieu. I don't want a whole new cast of people. I think sometimes it's just good for a show to end. I think that's probably where Roa should have been maybe 2, 3, 4 seasons ago. Yeah, that's about it. That's all that I really got.
Hey, Really B, somebody said in your chat that she didn't scam no insurance. That's a lie. Don't tell me what she didn't do with Champions Insurance when she said that she did work on this type of person, and that the person had film or said that person need that and charged it to the insurance. And when the insurance got back in touch with this person said they didn't receive the procedure done, and she was trying to get paid for it. So don't tell me what she didn't do when I have the receipts on that. Thank you.
But we just gonna say allegedly for Really B channel sake.
Well,
yeah, I was gonna say for the purposes of
allegedly, but I have the receipts on that.
Yeah, I don't know who did what or what to who, but yeah. Xavier, you can go ahead. I'm done. I don't really have nothing else.
Thank you. Okay, Xavier. Hey, babe. Xavier. Xavier.
I wonder if you know he's still muted.
You're muted, boo. If you're trying to talk, you're muted. All right. Well.
Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Unmute myself. It was weird. Hey everybody. So I just have a lot of questions because I was hearing Really B read the lawsuit, and maybe I'm slow, but are they saying that King has this car and he sold it and that's illegal?
So what they're saying is somebody went into a luxury car dealership and rented this Rolls Royce. And then a month later, that same Rolls Royce came up missing. And the woman, when she filed the police report saying that the car was stolen, she said she rented it from a whole different car dealership. And in the meantime, the original car dealership is looking for their car because the person who originally rented it is now in default because they haven't made a payment. So it looks like.
But how is the woman connected to the first renter?
Right. But the reason why King is connected is because it's his company that was the second dealership. That's King's company. Or he's part owner or whatever. So because he's the owner of the company, they named everybody that was owner of the company. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but so have they okay, so why is the original renter not suing King then?
He is.
I thought the plaintiff was
It's
a
not the
woman.
renter that's suing King. It's the company
I'm
that the
sorry.
original
I'm
renter.
sorry. So the original. It sounds like the original renter is part of the scam.
The original
Okay.
renter is the one who is the primary person in this lawsuit. I forgot the
he's
father and son duo.
Yeah, it's a father and son duo. So the father so the way it went down was that the father went into the dealership and rented the Rolls Royce. And then a week later, or a month later, 2 months later, the Rolls Royce came up missing. The son has been running interference and has been impersonating his father and everything else as it relates to the original renter. So that's why it seemed like the son got something to do with it, or the son is somewhere and mixed up in it, because why are you running interference? Like, what's really good here? Why are you running interference for your dad? And in the meantime, and in between time, the car is missing and ain't nobody paying for the car. They disabled the GPS, and this lady got drunk after renting the car, saying she rented it from a whole different dealership and somebody stole it from her. The whole thing is crazy. The whole thing sounds crazy.
Do we know how old the lady is? Do we know how old the lady and the son is?
It doesn't say in the lawsuit.
Brother B, can I just say something real
together?
Quick? Oh, Lord.
What'd you say, Xavier, baby?
Do we know if they're sleeping together?
I don't know none of that. You asking me hard
because this just sounds like it sounds like a boyfriend and a girlfriend used the father's stuff and they sold the car and now they're lying on King. That's just what it gives me.
But that's why I said at this point I need to know. I don't need to know, but at this point I'm curious to find out if that was even the father that went in and got the car to begin with. Maybe his son was impersonating the father. He had his ID. Maybe he looks enough like his dad that he can pass for his dad. Like, I'm curious that if this is even the father that originally rented the truck.
Yeah, I don't think King is guilty of anything, just on my personal opinion. But Tracy, you go ahead.
So, really, hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm listening. I'm gonna hear you out. Okay, I'm gonna hear you.
Is King the Brandon Belmonte of this story? Does he have a car dealership that does things that may not necessarily be as legal? Does a car dealership maybe take cars that they're not quite sure of and re-rent them out to people? Maybe. That's a possibility. I mean, as we see, it has happened before to other people, right? Where they get these luxury cars by some means or whatever, and then they start renting them and leasing them out to people and letting them, rent it for the day, renting it for shows, stuff like that. Could he possibly be doing something like that and not necessarily checking the paperwork very well when the cars come in? It's possible. We've seen it. Now, because we've all been trying to figure out how Whitehead got so many luxury cars with no credit and no money. So clearly,
I thought he used his wife's credit.
I
thought he used his wife's credit.
Okay.
Can I just say real quick that not Xavier Cajun, we gonna have to fight because he comments acting a fool.
Cajun, y'all know Cajun be cutting up now. Y'all know that's my problem child, Lord. That's my problem child.
So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe he isn't. I think maybe he isn't just dotting all his I's and crossing all his T's, and he maybe came across a car that, was stolen or, impounded, and it just ended up at his dealership.
That sounds more like it to me too, Tracy.
Might have happened, right? Now, is he the person who might be, in charge of making sure the paperwork is right? Probably not. But is he also stopping it from happening? Probably not. So I just think, it's one of those things where he just got caught. Like, and let's be honest, that sounds like a real Atlanta type scam, don't it? We get a luxury car and then we rent it out, disabling.
But then why is the fellow scammers suing their fellow scammers? That's the part that I don't.
But that's the fellow scammer is not suing the original dealership that rented the car. What's his name? That's who's suing.
But the woman reported it, right?
Yeah, but all right,
She
Xavier,
reported the
think about it
car.
like
She
this, right?
reported that the car got stolen.
Xavier, right? Think about it like this, right? You rented the car from Really B. This is Really B's dealership. You leased the car from her, right? It truly is your car. You're making payments to Really B. That's your car, right? And then your car, right, accidentally comes up missing. And then I take your car that has now come up missing, and I take it to King's dealership, or I take it to Love's dealership, right? And Love now starts renting it out to people. She had a car, the car don't have no GPS. She takes it and start renting it out. I got a little finder's fee for getting the car, for getting her the luxury car. Now, but you still owe Really B the money because you leased that car from Really B. That is your car from Really B. Now you trying to get me and the rest of the scammers who playing with your car to get your money back. See what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, so you
Okay.
probably are the real person. The problem is, let's be clear. People steal cars all the time. Now, that's why I said I think King maybe possibly, be taking cars that ain't necessarily clean and just renting them back out, leasing them back out, doing whatever with them. That type of thing. Maybe changing a little VIN number here or there. Just a little light. Just a little light.
That's where Jennifer Williams' truck went, child. That probably is where Jennifer Williams' truck is.
I'm telling you. I'm just saying. It's stuff. Is it plausible? Absolutely. I mean, it could definitely happen. So that's all I think. I just think that King ain't really dotting his I's and crossing his T's, and he trying to get to the money so he could, afford quad.
Huh.
He cutting corners. He ain't paying as much attention. Well, how else you gonna pay for that coupe? Never mind.
But the problem is, and I know you being facetious at the same time, but the problem is, even if he was cutting corners, he's still guilty.
Yeah.
If there's a process that a used dealership is supposed to go through to verify ownership, and they're not going through that process the way they're supposed to go through that process, guess what? He's still guilty.
But I wonder how liable he is with it being a lawsuit, because you have the original people who leased it. They share probably the brunt of it. Then at some point you have King's dealership and this lady who the car allegedly got stolen from, divvy up the liability.
Ooh. So now here's the other question, right? Does that then give them the right to go through his dealership and check the lot to make sure all the cars are clean?
I'm sure they've already done
hope
that.
So.
I'm sure. Again, this is not a legal case yet. This is just civil. But I'm sure that they've checked his inventory. I'm sure that they've looked into those kinds of things. I mean, I don't know that to be a fact, but it seems to me like that would be an easy thing to check first. Be like, listen, just check. Let's check the VIN numbers on my inventory.
Wait, really? You said this lawsuit was from 2023, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if it was from 2023, and Quad said they've been dating for 2 years, and they filmed this in 2024. That means 2022. So no, this was during Quad. So in the chat when y'all
if they telling the truth about how long they've been dating.
Hey, listen, I'm just gonna go with the lies she told us. That's all I can go with is the lies you told me. You told me I've been dating.
Why y'all want to say Quad is a liar? When has Quad ever lied to us?
I don't be paying attention to that stuff like that. I don't know what that lady has told the truth about or lied about.
I'm about to say, I don't know. I'm
gonna tell you right now. I 100% believe Mariah when she said Quad was sleeping on people's couches prior to
I do believe
her
that.
Married to Medicine.
I believe that.
I believe that. I 100% believe that, and she lied through her good teeth. But that's okay, good sis. Listen, I am not mad at you for using what the Lord gave you to get where you need to be. Listen, okay, if you get on your back and you make it forward, girl, who am I to hate? I ain't mad at you. You did what you needed to do. I ain't mad at you. You got from somebody's couch to a whole house that you won't move in or out of with that man, and you won't leave your place. You laid on your back good enough to get that place. Absolutely, I agree with her. I'm not mad at her. Shoot, she did her thing.
But when she's with the
Y'all
contract,
make it sound like Quad is some type of hoe. That is Miss Quad. She's a lady.
Okay. Miss Quad. She got it in between her legs, and she damn sure used it to get her place.
Y'all are a mess.
Y'all would never say this about
terrible.
Y'all would never say this about Toya. Y'all would never say this about Toya.
Somebody asked, was this a criminal case? To my knowledge, no criminal charges have been filed at this time. To my knowledge, no criminal charges have been filed.
What you mean I wouldn't say that about Toya? She laid under that big ugly man to get where she needed to be. What
Eugene is not ugly to me.
I don't think Eugene is
kind
ugly.
eyes.
Okay, listen. Eugene season 1, 2 is not the Eugene we see now. Eugene now ain't ugly. Eugene back then funny looking.
I don't think Eugene. I never thought Eugene was ugly.
That man,
especially when he had the beard.
Eugene is more. Eugene is kind of dorky, I guess you would say,
Yes.
but I never thought he was ugly.
Yeah.
There we go.
Frumpy,
Fine.
but not ugly.
Okay, fine. He looked like a grown 7th Dorothy. Fine, whatever.
Wow.
He just a little funny looking. It's
Evil.
okay.
And Snow
I
White
ain't mad
just
at
came
him.
out. That
All
ain't
I'm
right.
simply saying, if Toya laid on her back to get where she needed to be too, I ain't mad at her. What? Why would I begrudge her that? Look, you see how she got that man moving houses to houses, buying bags and shoes and purses, and somewhat taking care of her kids when she sometimes feel like it? Why would I be mad at that woman about that?
So do y'all agree that they need a new cast on the show, or do y'all think that the show should be done, or do y'all think it's fine how it is?
It's fine how it is.
I think Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone should be demoted. I do not think they should be off the show, but I think they should be demoted to friends of. I think Dr. Heavily, it needs to be in her contract and limit her social media access. I don't think she should be allowed to speak on stuff before we see it, and I don't think she should be allowed to speak on stuff that we did not see. I think she should only. I believe that her reviews should be limited because she's taken away something from the show, and she's very much opinionated about, if you don't agree with her version of events or the way she thinks things should have gone, then it becomes a whole thing. And I again, y'all know I've enjoyed Dr. Heavily. Y'all know I've enjoyed her, but this last season and these last 2 seasons has not been as enjoyable. And after her little comments about gay men, I'm really just over her, honestly.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that at all.
Yeah, I'm just over her altogether with that. But yeah, I think that that's just my opinion. I think we need to get some new blood. I do agree we need to maybe we can bring back some people that they only gave 1 season to, because I think they had some people that could have given us something. I just don't think that Simone and Jackie have anything left to give. I just don't think. At a certain point, there's just no more story there. There's just nothing left. And I think that's where we are with Dr. Jackie and Simone. Jackie ain't gave us nothing since Buffy left. Buffy made her work, child. Whether people like Buffy or not, baby, Buffy made her work. And Simone has for the last 2 seasons has given us her sons don't know how to clean up behind their ass. And I mean, it's only but so much of that we care about, if we cared at all.
Cecil more enjoyable than Simone.
Okay.
But here's my thing: the people that they tried out, we don't even want back, or they won't come back.
No, I don't agree. I don't think it's that we don't want them back. I think that they didn't give people a real chance. I love.
So you want Buffy back?
Audra. I would love to see Audra come back again.
But Audra got fired. She didn't quit. She got fired by Bravo.
I understand that. I know. That's what I'm saying. I said
but
they didn't give her a chance.
I said or can't come back. I don't think that. I think it's either we don't want them or they can't come back.
Well,
I don't think there's no middle.
Right, but I'm saying I think they should. Dr. Garrett, who was a dentist that was only there for 1 season, I think they should. She didn't get it. I don't think she got much of a chance. We only saw her, and maybe it was a choice. Again, you never know what's going on behind closed doors. It might have been a choice. But I mean, it's Atlanta. Like, you can't tell me now. Like you said, now maybe it's like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, where a lot of people were asked and a lot of people said no, and maybe that's what it is. But I think if that's the case with Married to Medicine, then they've done that to themselves, because I don't think that the show was a show that people wouldn't have wanted to go on in the beginning.
See, but then you wonder how it is behind the scenes for real, because these people seem so dang miserable.
I had an idea. My idea was literally demote all them heifers to friend of the show. Every last one of them. Bring on some new blood, bring on some new people, and then make them work for an actual contract. And then you get whatever you get at the end. Because at this point, I feel like if you gotten very comfortable in your place of saying, I am this, and you don't have to work, right? But then, and then as it goes and people don't make the cut, then, just start, rotating them out. I'm not saying that all of the ladies should leave forever. I'm just saying most of them should leave for a few episodes, seasons, whatever. We can kind of see them sporadically here or there as we start phasing them out to bring new people in. Because what I don't like is when they just gut the whole cast and start over. Because Roni ain't the same. Like,
That's what I'm
say what you
concerned
want,
about.
but
That's
Roni
my
ain't the
concern.
same. So if you bring in, you know, bring in some new blood, make them all friends up, let them all film, do whatever, and then start slowly removing some of the original cast. I feel like it'll be an easier transition away to a newer cast because as much as people talk junk, I love the OG Roni with them alabaster women making a fool of themselves.
Hmm.
But that gave me so much joy deep down in my shananaz. Y'all just don't understand. And people always like, oh, that's not the real New York. I don't care. Watching these grown alabaster women make a fool of themselves on national TV gave me joy. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just rude of me. My bad. I apologize because sometimes, I can be a little cutthroat. But I would say maybe, start easing in some new people, easing off some of our original ladies who ain't doing as much, and maybe see what we get when we do something like that, and maybe push the storylines along. Cause I'm sorry, I am tired of Heavenly picking at people, but not necessarily giving us none of her real business. I'm kind of tired of it,
I'm tired
like.
of Simone yelling.
Listen, Simone and Cecil, um, y'all ain't really got nothing else to give. Y'all kids is grown and you can't get them to do right and they trying to figure it out. I understand that as a parent. I get that part, but that's not what we want to see. Maybe we want to see y'all transition to empty nesters. Maybe we want to see y'all turn up and start doing stuff and start living life now that y'all kids grown. Maybe show us that. But if y'all ain't going, turn up and do something, then I don't
I
know
say
what
bring back Tammy.
to say.
I say bring back Aiden specifically, not necessarily Mariah because I wasn't a fan. Just bring back her husband. I'm
That's how I
joking.
feel
I'm
about
joking.
that's how I feel about Anila. I don't want Anila to come back, but I like her husband.
Yeah, Neela
I
husband
liked
was
Anila.
fun.
She was new. She was fresh.
Child Anila with that fake
Neela
ass storyline with her nanny having to go back home to take care. Child,
Anila gave me nothing at all.
But that's what I'm concerned about with these new people. We're gonna get a bunch of artifice and lies. Like I feel like we're gonna create a bunch of Mias if we just gut the whole cast and get new replacements. And I'm concerned about that because I don't want that.
I
I'm gonna
told
be
y'all I'm
honest with
fine with
you
the show
guys.
ending.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This genre of reality show is really sort of on its last leg, and I'm gonna tell you
Hmm.
why. In the beginning, we got authentic because a lot of these people didn't know what to expect, right? They didn't have glam squads, they didn't have stylists, they didn't have the conscience to understand what about editing and storylines and stuff. They really were just living their best life. I mean, we can go back to the beginning of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That shit was real. Sheree really did take Nene's name off that damn list. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that was a genuine moment. That was a genuine reaction on how Nene reacted and Sheree. Like that was real. It wasn't contrived. It wasn't no fake beef. And I just think that now we've gotten to the point where these women come on these shows. They already have a storyline. They have stylists. They have glam squads. They have all of these things, and they are ready. And I mean, look at what we're seeing right now with Atlanta, like Kelly and Britt. It's like, what's real about them? I mean, so
I don't have
anyway,
an
I
answer.
don't know, you guys.
Yeah,
Well,
we got that. Nothing is real, but I agree. Really, be the reality TV is probably on its last leg, and it either needs
Except for
to
Zeus.
revamp itself.
oh Lord.
Absolutely not, Xavier. Absolutely
Zeus
not.
is booming and thriving. They're the ones pulling in the cash.
Yeah, well, that's because there are a lot of people who just never mind. I ain't gonna say nothing about them folks. Fine. There's the Zeus people, and they have their genre of TV, and that's fine. But I do feel like reality TV we need that buffer because I feel like the ladies of Married to Medicine, the original ladies of Atlanta, all of them, they needed to be like transitioned to like a USA reality TV show. Like the clean, wholesome reality show. Like they needed to be transitioned out, and you needed a new group of like 25 to 35-year-olds to fill in that slot and give us back the new judge. And then when they get a little older, transition them to the clean cut shows, over there on USA. Like I feel like there needs to be, we missed the whole, not putting people out to pasture, Lord Jesus. But transitioning people to different things. Maybe we go do that. Little baby, what am I saying about Zeus watchers? I'm saying that y'all are the same people who was on World Star watching people fighting. That's all I'm
Lord.
saying.
You know what? You right. You know what? You right. World Star.
Exactly.
Yeah, you right.
I used to watch what you call that show, Batgirl Club, back when I was in my 20s or whatever. I can't do
Listen, I ain't judging. All I'm simply saying, there's a demographic for everybody, right? And everybody has their roles. It's just simply, I think we got too comfortable with the people we got, and we missed the transition to new, different, better things, right?
That makes complete sense.
We missed that. Like, we just need to, but now we're too stuck on the people we have, and we don't like that much change all at one time. So it's like we need to figure out a better thing. Say what you want. Beverly Hills has a good transitioning ratio of transitioning people, out of Beverly Hills and bringing new people in, and those new people sticking a little better, than a lot of our other shows. But I think maybe it's because they actually know each other a little bit. So that might be a little different, but I just hope whatever we get, it is something good that we can watch, that we can all just crack up, make jokes about. It doesn't need to be this serious, because we all at this point know we not seeing the full scope of anything. We getting bits and pieces of what they want to give us. So whatever the next new reality TV show thing is going to be, I just don't want it to be toxic. Can I get out of the toxic reality TV and into the fun reality?
Pays the bills.
Yeah, no.
Nobody is watching. I'm sorry, nobody's watching family friend time. It's just.
Can it at least not be 4, 5, 6 middle-aged or near middle-aged women arguing about who is and isn't actually friends? Can that be the next reality show?
What happened to the kids of reality TV stars getting a show? What happened to that?
There is still a show coming out with Gia is in it. I forgot who else, but Gia, I know that's still coming out. I just don't know when it's coming.
Maybe that'll give us something.
Maybe. Well, I just don't want to hear people arguing about who their friends are or aren't. But yeah, you ready to go, really be?
No. Before I go, I am getting ready to get off of here. Because I'm about to go give me some dinner, and I'm going to watch Raising Kanan, and I may come back and talk about Raising Kanan tonight. But because I don't really have enough to talk about for I have a shit we did not ask for that we can end this with. And I'm glad I have Xavier up here because I know you will have an opinion. But Bap, Xavier, and Tracy, and the people in the chat too. If you're new here, y'all, we have a segment called Shit We Did Not Ask For. So for the members, you have your emojis for yes, no, hell no. If you are new here, you could put a 1 in the chat if it's a yes, put a 2 in the chat if it's a no, and put a 3 in the chat if it's a hell no. So I just saw that. I'm going to let you see it. Let me go to my screen. I just saw this posted. Tyler Perry has announced that he will be bringing back The Have and the Have-Nots for one final season on Netflix. How do we feel about this, people?
Thank God. Hallelujah. Praise you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to say this, right? In the beginning of The Have and the Have-Not, I was here for it. Then it got real, and I was like, eh. But you know what? I'm going to let this end, and I pray that he does well by this. I just hope he doesn't, let us down.
He needs to redo that last season. That last season was god awful and ghetto. I hate it so damn bad.
I had stopped watching it by then, so honestly, I don't know because
he killed everybody else in the most dumbest way possible.
I'm like you. I started to Have and the Have-Nots. Yeah, I started to have and have nots. Then I walked away. Then I came back, and then I walked away, and I was like, "This is it. We breaking up for real this time. I can't."
So I'm just hoping they give them a good ending. That's like the same way we hope that girlfriends come back, so they can just give them a good ending, like an actual good farewell ending. Something like that. Like, just please, please, Tyler, please. I need you to take more than 15 minutes in one shower when you write this script, because at this point he's giving very much. I take 15 minutes in one shower and my script is done. I just need him to give me 2 good weeks of writing, sir. Just give me 2 good weeks of writing, and then we can move forward from there. But I'm gonna say this right now: Beyond the Gate is 10 times better than the last couple seasons of Have and Have Not. So, and I'm just saying, because it gives what Tyler Perry wish he could do with his shows, because he gives very soap opera-esque.
The
be
problem
trying.
I've
is
never
that
really
Haves
been
and the
into
Have-Nots came on at night once a week, and we were stuck on the same day for 10 weeks.
Yeah, I was about to say I never really
Pizza,
been
we might
into
be
the Tyler
state.
Perry shows because of the fact that it felt like his seasons lasted about 500 episodes of the same thing over
Child, they
and
did.
over
Lord,
and
they
over
did.
again.
They
But
did.
that's
So
soap operas. Beyond the Gates has what happened? What we've in what 3 days, 4 or 5 days, maybe.
But it's been, again, there's a difference. If it's 4 and 5 good days, I'm not mad at it. I'm mad that I'm getting 5 months of one day and it's trash. Listen,
Let me
if
tell you
you
Yeah, that
something.
I
can
agree
break
with.
a day down
Beyond the
multiple ways, I'm
Beyond
cool.
the Gates has been on 2.5 weeks, and we have gone further in the 2.5 weeks on Beyond the Gates than we did in 3 seasons of the Have and the Have Nots.
yeah, so go ahead and give it its ending, but I bet you this last season is gonna be at least 600 episodes.
No, because Netflix
Child.
won't pay for that. Netflix will put a cap on that for like maybe 16 episodes, like they did Beauty and Black, which I think is the best format for Tyler. Release it all at once or spread it out every day. But this whole weekly mess of we're stuck on the same day for 2 seasons is ridiculous. I remember when he had a whole season happen in one night, the
Just
same
because
night.
y'all watch it though.
Did I tell you that Joker write his scripts in 15 minutes in one shower? I told y'all. What, you thought I was playing? But
He
okay.
came up with the formula to make the most money with the least amount of effort, and folks watch
Absolutely.
it. So why
And
not?
and and the sad thing is though, that's where the entertainment industry is going. It's why
Yeah.
we're getting these 8 episode, 6 episode seasons. People want to spend the less and get the most for it.
Listen, I'm just saying, it's giving. Listen, I don't mind a good telenovela sometimes. Listen, I go to the African shop, get my hair braided. Baby, their shows be so interesting. I understand half of what they saying. The subtitles go by real quick, but they be all into it real extra. I mean, I understand where Tyler is going. Like, I see like, he trying to get there. He working towards it. Whatever, that's fine. I just need his writing to be a little better. But that's, I appreciate him giving us a ending to a season, because a lot of our shows don't get actual, like, endings to seasons. Like, I'm still mad at Issa Rae. I'm sorry, Insecure. That season, I'm still
I
mad
loved
about
it.
that.
Okay, well now we're gonna end it because I love the way Insecure ended. And with
I
that,
Me
did
on
too.
too.
that note, we're going to go. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Thank y'all for coming up,
Bye.
you guys. Like I said, I may be back later on for Raising Canaan or something like that. It ain't really nothing going on in the news for me to do a whole tribe meeting on. But thank y'all for being here on both channels. If you are new here, please make sure you have subscribed, like the video on your way out. Thank you for those who donated to the platform. I had a couple of super chats. I had somebody join the membership. Thank you, and thank you again. And I will see you guys later. Good night.